It's a brush pass, quick and simple.
You are listening to Brush Pass on Spyberry. Quick reviews sent in by Spy fans for Spy fans. Whaley here from Spyberry, and we're excited to bring you a Brush Pass review. This one was submitted by our friend Jeff Quest. He's the man behind the mic at the Carre cast, also for Barbican Station, which is all about the Slow Horses series, and he keeps up the blog at Spywrite. That's SPYWRITE.com. So a very busy man. So very kind of him to drop us this review on a couple of plays that he was able to see recently. And we love Brush Pass reviews here at Spyberry. I can share with you, looking at the stats, that it is one of our most popular features and formats. And I think that's because we're all looking for book steers, movie steers even. I'd love to get some spy movie reviews here on the Brush Pass as well, and Spy TV, because there's plenty of that right now. So all you got to do is whip out your phone, hit record on your voice memo, try and record in a quiet environment if you can. Your humble editor will thank you for that. And share us your views. They only need to be a couple of minutes long, and I think that's why these features, this format is popular. It's something you can listen to whilst you maybe are washing the dishes or folding the laundry, and just share with us. The way I always position it is, if you and I met in the pub, or maybe you're my seatmate on a flight and you tell me about a book you've just read, or in Jeff's case, a play he's just watched, and, what would that chat look like? We're not looking for big, literary criticism here. It's just you sharing your thoughts on something. So if you do have a website or a blog, social media, make sure you put those in with your Brush Pass review as well. Anyway, I've yapped on far too much, but really excited to bring you this. And a big thank you to Jeff. Do go check out his works, and you can find the show notes at spyberry.com/264.
Hi, Jeff here. It's been said we're in the golden age of spy TV, but spies are also having their moment on the stage. The Spy Who Came In From the Cold recently had a run at the Chichester Theatre Festival with the West End likely. The Mischief Theatre Company, which is behind the comedy The Show That Goes Wrong, has its The Comedy About Spies coming to London soon. If you've heard me elsewhere, you know I'm a theater geek. So when I was in New York this past week, I had to see some shows. Here in the States, there are 2 shows running in New York that I recently had a chance to see that are spy-related. Operation Mincemeat was a big success in the UK, moving up from smaller theaters to finally London's West End, and winning several Oliviers, the British equivalent of the Tonys. It continues to run in London, but the show is now opening on Broadway in the States with its original cast reprising their roles. The story of the World War II British deception operation involving a dead body and fake war plans seems to be the least likely form for a comedy musical. But if Monty Python could pull off comedies about King Arthur and Jesus Christ, why not a similar show about a wildly unlikely spy story? Still, I had my doubts going in. That said, by the time the second song is done, I was completely won over by the wacky British humor and engaging songs. The show, created by the comedy troupe Spitlip, has 5 actors doubling, tripling, quadrupling, and more on characters, with some of the best performances from actors in gender-swapped roles. And each of the actors gets multiple comedic chances to shine. The show takes great pleasure in making fun of the British upper crust, with Woodhouseian caricatures of trout-loving Etonian rulers of empire. Natasha Hodgson, as Ewan Montague, or Monty, delivers a confident performance as the charismatic planner with a secret, and David Cumming plays the sidekick, wringing jokes out of his every movement. The revelation is Jack Malone as Hester Leggett, the older female MI5 secretary, whose emotional performance of the song Dear Bill brought the house down in the production I saw. Overall, the show does a good job balancing the wacky comedy with the fact that this is, at its core, a true story. They find just the right moments to bring that home to the audience, while not giving the short shrift to the laughs. The Golden Theatre is also a bigger stage than the smaller one in London, which has given them room to go bigger on some of their gags. And in a comedy like this one, bigger is better. If you're in London or New York, I highly recommend checking it out. Carre 2000 is a spy drama by award-winning playwright Ravi Joseph that is just finishing up its premiere run at the Manhattan Theater Club. The show plays with telling the truth and when to lie, when those lies are harmless and when less so. And it's a spy story, so of course we get to consider whether the ends justify the means. The show is a two-hander between Mia Baron as Dina, a State Department officer, wink wink, and Abu Bakr Ali as a young Peace Corps worker nicknamed Boobs. Yes, really. The show is in Senegal, set just before Y2K, and our CIA officer is dealing with the fallout of losing friends in the bombing of the U.S. Embassy in Tanzania a couple years before, while Boobs is dealing with the more relatable bad breakup. The show starts with our encountering an old and grizzled Boobs. He's been a sometimes courier for over 25 years, but is now telling us how it all started. Unfortunately, as we transition back in time, the actor plays this younger version of himself by sounding kind of like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I get the idea, but unfortunately, it just doesn't work. Especially after we heard the more confident version earlier. It's a misstep in an otherwise strong piece. Is Dina manipulating Boobs to help fulfill her own revenge fantasies? Is Boobs manipulating Dina? It all comes to a head on New Year's Eve, 1999, as one of the masterminds of the Tanzania attack has shown up at a Dakar hotel. Or has he? The script has fun with these twists and turns, although I think the director needed to work with his actors a little bit more to pull them back. In the spy drama, bottled up emotions and understatement are your friend, and our leads push things a bit too far. The set very nicely places us in the scene with effective projections and, of course, the now ubiquitous text displaying the location, time, and date. It gives what is an essentially smaller piece a more cinematic feel. Carre proved over and over again that interrogation can be a riveting device to learn about characters, and this play proves it out. I look forward to seeing it restaged again elsewhere. Operation Mincemeat is currently playing at New York's Golden Theater through August. Carre 2000 wraps up its run at the Manhattan Theater Club March 23rd.
Can you pull off a brush pass? Send in your review to shane@spybrary.com.
Thanks for listening to the Spybrary podcast. You don't have to wait for the next episode. Join the conversation happening now at facebook.com/Spybrary and on Twitter @Spybrary.